Amazing, amazing. Okay, cool. Sorry, I've had one of those tech days this morning where things just did not want to work for me. So I'm just setting up the PowerPoint in behind the scenes. But I hope everyone is ready and raring to go for a really cool little workshop. We really want this to be able to be a session for you, especially for you to be able to get what it is that you need to be able to rise into your next level. And we're all about helping you activate your next level of success. So whether that means for this year, whether that means for next year is totally up to you. And we want this session to be able to be an open, interactive session. So feel free to open the chat and engage with me as you go. And we'll keep everybody's mics on mute for now. And then we'll open them up a little bit later. We're going to do some Q&A at the end as well. So nice to see you all. Hey, Melina. Hey, Susie. Hey, Anna. So nice to see you all jumping in. So nice to see you.
Hi, Anna. Hi, Regan. Thank you for joining.
Amazing. So I'm just going to share my screen and we're going to get started. And it's everyone still popping in.
You can hit the chat box and let us know where you're from, where you're coming from.
From what I can see too, we've got a couple of interstaters, which is awesome. So nice to see you.
Pam's from New South Wales. Amazing. Melbourne. Crazy down there, Casey.
Tassie. Love it.
Amazing. And Regan's coming from the US as well.
Wow, that's awesome.
I'm trying to write it. How do I type it?
Open up the chat box.
Where?
Oh, I didn't know you were from Tassie, Angela.
There we go. Oh, cool. Thanks.
Cool.
Okay, letting Tracy in. Sorry, there's still a couple of people just jumping in. So I just want to let them in. And then share my screen if it would decide to let me today. There we go. Okay, cool. Okay, so before we get started, I would love it if you can grab a pen and paper and pop any other distractions aside, put any phones on silent if you need to, if you're not on the phone, remove any other distractions if you need to put headphones in, and really just come to this session with an open mind, because when we give ourselves the permission to allow ourselves to open up and see what's going on behind the scenes, to be able to really have curiosity and a non-judgmental space, it gives us the ability to see things that maybe we hadn't seen before. And it also gives us the ability to create change, right? Without the awareness, we cannot create the change. So it's really important that we come to the session with a really open mind. So what we're going to be covering off today are some key ingredients that will take you from stuck to next level, to be able to set you up as a next level leader in your life or in your business. Now, don't get too stuck up on the word leader. I know it can be difficult when we don't think of ourselves as a leader, but if you are influencing people in any way, shape or form, whether that's your team, whether that's your family, whether that's your clients, you are a leader. So how you show up in your business and how you show up in your life absolutely is the epitome of what a leader is. So the more that you can start to think of yourself as a leader, you actually start asking more of yourself. So don't get stuck up on the word. It's just about how you show up in your life and in your business. Then we'll be covering off the 3 core wounds that are keeping you stuck and playing small or hiding. We're going to take you through the symptoms for you to identify where your core wounds are showing up. We're going to take you through some conscious, subconscious, and unique strategies that will help you to move forward with confidence and clarity and absolutely align to you. It's all about alignment, guys. When we uncover what's out of alignment and we shift it, everything changes. Then Rosie's going to take us through the success formula and leadership triad that will take you to the next level. And then we're going to share with you a beautiful little conference that we've put together called the Rise Up Conference. I know we've got a couple of people that have already actually booked tickets to come along, but we just want to share with you that opportunity. If you are in Queensland or just south of the border, you're welcome to come and join us during the Rise Up Conference. So let's dive in. So firstly, I'm going to hand it over, and I would love Rosie just to introduce herself for those who don't know Rosie, and then I'll come back and introduce myself.
So, hey guys, so some of you I know, and I love having you here. There's so beautiful, familiar faces. So thank you for coming. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm actually a transformational leadership and business coach, and I help high achieving women and business owners really take their life and their business to the next level. So we do a lot of the inner work because that is really the key to their success. So I go really deep in doing the subconscious and the conscious work because I feel that the key to our success starts within us. And that's really the missing ingredient in what many coaches out there are doing. So there's many business coaches, many mentors out there that are really missing that vital piece. And so this is where I come in. So yes.
Beautiful. Thanks, Rosie. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Christine Corcoran and I'm a business mindset coach. I do very similar work to what Rosie does. It's actually getting to the root cause of what's holding us back. So I work with behavioral profiling techniques, leadership and executive coaching, and help you shift what's basically keeping you stuck. So we work with self-sabotage, limiting beliefs, all those root core issues that hold us back that we don't even realize are holding us back. And sometimes we don't necessarily even know where it's come from, but often it's, been a deep-seated belief system that we've been holding on for a long time that is causing us to not play as big as we could and not reach our fullest potential. So what I'm going to do is I want to know from you guys, what is important to you for the next 2 months? So we're already in October. Like how we're in October, I don't understand. But we are in October and we are about to head into a whole new freaking year, 2021. And I know a lot of you are wanting to, kind of say goodbye to 2020, but it's important that we are intentional. We can achieve whatever we want to what we set ourselves out to achieve, but we must be intentional in the way that we do that. So the more that we can be clearer on what it is that we want, the easier it is to achieve. So what I would love to hear from you, if you'd like to jump in the chat box and just let us know, what would you like to bring to life for the rest of 2020? What's on your heart that you'd like to bring into this world?
And if there's nothing that you're moving forward in or wanting to actually achieve by the end of this year, maybe it's something that you want to release or get rid of. Like this is really the time to set up our inner foundations so that you're not taking what has happened in this entire year to next year with us. And I think now is the biggest time. Now is the time to really shed and declutter anything that's no longer serving. I think it's safe to say that this entire year, we're in the middle of a revolution, right, you guys? So it's safe to say that this entire year has brought up all of the stuff that we had yet to heal and face. And this is what it's really calling us into now. So
amazing. So we've got Natalie saying wants to launch her course. Tash wants to help more clients remove clutter and get organized in their lives. Tracy says committed direction, constantly feel, the chat's moving really quick now. Trying to read at the same time. I constantly feel in survival mode with my decisions, right? It's like, that's huge. And we've got Lulu, let go of the workaholic status. Oh, that's a big one.
Amazing.
Yeah. Andrea said, I want to set myself up with a full book of clients for January 2021. That's an awesome goal to have. Shay said, I'm feeling the need to do some deep personal excavation so I can dive in 2021 with a foundation of what's really aligned with my values. Oh, love that. So important. Anna said, I want to bring Holistic Healing Center to life. Amazing. So if my clients get a diagnosis, they have a choice of how to heal. That's beautiful. Pamela said, create art consistently and increase my sales. Laura said, increase my sales too. And Ron said, grow my business and let go of outside influences. Yeah, beautiful. Awesome. All incredible reasons. I think Reagan's having an issue with the chat. Is that what's going on? Do you want to unmute yourself? Because here we go.
Yeah, when I opened it up, I found the button for the chats, but then when I put like my cursor in there, it's not pulling up a keyboard.
Oh, that's bizarre. Yeah, I'm not sure.
It just goes with my day to day. I'm like really struggling with technology.
Me too.
You do? Okay,
hello,
cool.
Technology.
Yeah, so if you guys need to be unmuted, we'll do that too. All right. So let's see what we can do there. Cool. But yeah, cool.
So, what I'd love to know is just with a show of hands, who here is already thinking about 2021?
Okay.
It's okay if you're not, like totally fine. Cool. We've got a few people. And so if you're already thinking further to 2021, I want you to also put in the chat box, what's something you would love to bring to life in 2021? Suki said, finish laying foundations to finish 2020 strong. Awesome. Kathy said, I'd like to set up good processes and automated practices to roll into 2021.
Oh, Anna, a retreat. Oh, I'm so excited to support you in that. Amazing. Tash, my next 2 books.
Wow, awesome.
Really cool. Expansion. Love that word.
Yeah.
Love that word.
Consistent income every single month of 2021. That sounds awesome.
Amazing.
Amazing. So good to hear. Incredible. And it's so awesome to hear people already talking about 2021. I've had such mixed, when I've asked that question in the last couple of weeks, I've had really mixed reactions. People are kind of like, I'm so still stuck in what's going on here. And then I've got other people that are like, no, I've already let 2020 go and I'm already thinking about 2021. So yeah, everyone's in different situations. Wherever you are is absolutely perfect. So what I'd love to ask you, and with a show of hands, or if you want to pop a yes in the chat box, firstly, who here wants to make more money, but feels like maybe they've hit a bit of a ceiling in their business? Maybe they've hit a ceiling, or they've had even some success so far and they're struggling with the consistency. Anyone? Got a couple? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that's your energetic income ceiling, or maybe your energetic, so that's the ceiling that you keep butting up against. This is what we're going to move you through. Okay, so I want to know, so who here dreams of being seen? Because that's a big thing, the visibility part. Seen as the go-to leader in your industry, but you have self-doubt and fear holding you back. So let's see if there's anybody that is there. Okay, so we've got a few of you there. And maybe, and just to get, because I think one of you ladies mentioned working hard or all of that. So who here's had some success, but you feel it's come at a sacrifice and you're working hard? Okay, yeah. Okay, so just good to see, because this is the most important lesson that I needed to learn, and this could be the difference to you becoming that next level leader in your industry, in your business as well. So knowing that success, what you want, is an inside game. And once you do that inner work, everything changes. So Shay was mentioning in her message before, inner excavation, because that's really where it's at. And once you are able to do your inner work, you are then able to unlock your inner leader. Because what got you to where you are now, this is why you've got your energetic ceiling, is not going to get you to where you want to go. And we need to unlock what that is within you. Yeah, awesome.
Amazing. Beautiful work, guys. So what I'd love for you to do is to grab your pen and paper now, and I want you to take one of those main goals that you have there on your list, and I want you to start to think about what's currently holding you back in that space to bring that to life. So we're going to do a little bit of self-exploration here to help you shift and help you uncover what's possibly holding you back. And you may have an awareness around it. And if you do, I want you to go that little step further. So I want you to even start to unpack, like, what are the emotions attached to that? What are the thoughts that you have that are actually keeping you stuck in that area? So thinking about that goal, and you may even want to put a little bit of a diagram on your page where it's like positive one side, negative the other. And just start writing down, like, what's all the positives that you have in place for that goal, but what's all the negatives that possibly come up into your mind?
So the reason we're getting you to do this is because when it really boils down to it, what makes someone massive success versus someone struggling, it's coming down to your mindset. If you don't have sales, it's your mindset. If your marketing isn't working, your mindset. If you don't have money in the bank, if your team isn't working for you, if you can't hit your goals, if you're lacking the confidence to follow through with any of your strategy, you know it. It's all your mindset. And so I think really highlighting and identifying what that is for you is where we can move you through. Your mindset's going to dictate exactly what happens in your next steps moving forward.
Beautiful. So what I'd love you to do, if you don't mind, if anything has come up, I might give you another couple of minutes because I'm possibly rushing you.
But hit the chat box, guys, too. So I would love to see what's coming up for you, because I can guarantee that there's going to be really common themes with all of you. You guys are mirrors of each other. And this is a safe space. So if you want to share that, please feel free to do so we can.
Yeah, so pop in the chat box. What do you feel has held you back in the past, or what do you feel may hold you back from achieving these goals now?
Imposter's big, Ron, huge. Imposter, that's come up a couple of times. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's huge.
Laura and Reagan, I'm just going to lower your hands again. So then if you have another question, raise them again, just because otherwise they just stay up and I don't know whether it's a new question or or an old one. Awesome. So Natalie's got, I do have the energetic and physical mental capacity. Okay, awesome. So it's believing that.
So these are common symptoms. Yeah.
So giving way too much of my time because I feel I'm not adding enough value. Oh, who does that? Over services and maybe over delivers, just trying to prove your worth or prove that, you know, you're good at what you do, or prove that you're adding enough value for them to pay you what you're charging.
Yeah. So Andrea, I can see with you, you've got the money blocks that are coming up. So all of these are quite common symptoms. I want you guys to know. So there's comparison, self-doubt, perfectionism, you know, the I'm not enoughness, all of those things are quite naturally common blocks to come up. So I want you to know that you're not alone.
Yeah, and some money blocks here as well. It's great that you've identified those money blocks. So having some doubts and fears around being able to replace salaries that you're currently having, being able to put your prices up, fear of sharing your story publicly, what all my colleagues and boss think. Oh, Andrea, I had that big time when I first started, because I started my business as a side hustle alongside a corporate role. Do you know what I did? I removed them all from any public platform that I was on. I blocked them because it was, if I knew it was holding me back, then I needed to remove that block, right? So if it's possible, block them. Amazing. Okay, so now Rose is going to take you through some of the key ingredients for success and setting you up as a leader. So I'm going to pass that over to her.
Yeah, so this is really great, guys, because essentially there's the 4 major belief systems that we need to unravel, right? And so your limiting beliefs is a really big one when that's coming from your first 6-7 years of your life. And so in childhood, you've developed these beliefs from your primary caregivers, your conditioning that's actually basically set the blueprint, and it's locked into your DNA, and you've gone through the rest of your life making the decision of that whatever it is you've decided, and you've looked for evidence, and this is how it works. You've looked for evidence your whole life as to why that's true. And so that's centered around the limiting beliefs. Then we've got the money blocks. Essentially, this is what's also coming up. The visibility fear. So it's hard for you to even be seen if you've got the symptom of it's not safe, and that's really stemming around you not feeling safe to be seen. And more than that, it's not safe for you to be seen as you. It's not around even being visible, but you being seen as you. And so we want to really unravel that at the core, right? So I'm going to share my screen in just a moment, but it doesn't matter. And I want to say first up, doesn't matter how many coaches, how many mentors you've worked with, doesn't matter how much work you've done, knowing that all of these symptoms, right, need to be healed from within, because this is why it's not action. Action doesn't do anything. Success lies within you. It's not in strategy. It's inside you. And the inner work is the fastest way to get the success without sacrifice, right? So I'm going to show you this, but this is why mindset work is so important. And we can have all of the strategy in the world, but if we don't do that inner work, it's not going to work, right? You can have your niche down pat, you can know all of that, but none of it's going to work, right? And the problem is most of us have really hidden who we really are because we don't feel good enough. And whether that was just believing that we needed to be good or perfect or to be liked or loved, whatever it is that you decided. And so we're afraid to be who we really are in case we're not liked or in case we get judged. And one of the biggest fears in this entire world, and all of us have it, the one major fear that we all have is that fear of rejection. And so if we're not clear on who we are, we have, and we hide, we have this mask and we hide, and we present this mask to the outside world. And it's because we have a lack of self-worth. And so your next, and this is what I want to share now, the 3 powerful keys to really unlock what that is authenticity is the first, and the ability to be who you really are, that it's safe for me to be who I really am. So just let me know in the chat box if this is also coming up for you in the way of, it's not safe for me to be seen, but it's not safe for me to be me. Not just seen, but not safe for me to be seen as me. So you're not who you think you should be. And this is linked to your self-worth and your enoughness. And so the more authentic you are, and I know that word gets thrown around a lot, but I'm talking true, like who you really are, the more you step into your true self, the more you will actually be successful. Okay, and this is what happened for me. And it was only when I actually did that and I was able to, and I felt safe to be seen as me, did I skyrocket. So that's the first powerful key to know. The second is alignment, and this is in multiple areas. So one alignment is of your conscious and your subconscious mind. And so if there's conflicting beliefs, it's going to create a stuck feeling. And one of the rules of the mind is you can't have two different beliefs. So I'll give you an example. Last year, I wanted to go to Spain. I wanted to live in Spain, and it wasn't happening for me, and I didn't know why. And so I really dove deep and I discovered, oh, I want to go to Spain. Consciously, I was saying, I want to go to Spain, right? And then underneath that, there was a fear around, oh my God, but what if my business goes downhill? What if all of that I built up, I'll lose it? And so see what's happening? There's a conflicting belief. So as much as I say I want something, if there's a competing intention, it's a push-pull that gets created within. And so if this is you, and one way to really oust it is, and drop this in the chat box for me, one fear, so your goals that you've identified. So the fear I have, say you were to meet your goal, say everything that you just really unraveled in what you're moving toward for the rest of this year in 2021, say you were to meet that. What's the fear of having it? So answer this for me. One fear I have of having what I want is, and finish that sentence and slow it down, because you may say, no, I don't have any fear of this, but there is something there. Okay, so let that come through, but this is where the alignment is. So also alignment of your mind, your heart, your soul, alignment between your thoughts, your feelings, and your soul purpose. Right? Any conflict here is going to block you from your full potential. So energetic alignment in your life and business. And you may be aligned in business, but you may not be aligned in your life or in your health. Or you might be denying your spiritual side, which is a key part of your calling. If you raised your hand to be in business, if you raised your hand to be an entrepreneur, you did not raise your hand because it's some cool idea. This is your life work. This is your heart-led mission. You're here for deeper reasons. You're serving at the capacity that is much more than you and your ego mind. Okay? So already there's stuff coming up. The fear I have of having what I want is, if I was to get the goal, my fear is. So I was working with a client and she was wanting a promotion, but there was something holding her back. And I said, well, what's the fear of having it? And when we slowed it down enough, she said, well, if I was to get the promotion, I'm afraid that I will lose my relationship. And so when we traced it back, we discovered that it came from back when her mum got a promotion. That was the same time that her mum had gotten a divorce. So if we don't highlight these things, we don't even know it's there, right? These are so unconscious. So just looking at your answers now, it means I'll lose out on something. It's always that, the fear of loss. And if we don't break the framework of loss, we're not going to get the gain. Yeah.
Yeah, there's some really great answers coming through. And I just want to acknowledge you all for really going deep there. Like, you really uncovered some core wounds there, which is huge.
Yeah. And it's needed, right? And then the third key is authority, because having the confidence to claim your space as an authority, establishing yourself as a leading authority in your field, that's where we use the positioning, the branding, the business mastery. But what happens, and this is where people fall, is people go into strategy and they skip the important foundations. And then you end up building on these shaky foundations. It's essentially what's coming up for you guys now. So the reason that you're stuck, the reason that you guys are all playing small and sacrificing and sabotaging is quite simply everything you've just ousted: fear. Fear is your block to your next level leader. Your fear is your block to your next level success in what you want. And these are very real fears that are keeping you stuck. And so essentially there are three main core wounds that are coming from your childhood. And we've had experiences in childhood, whether they're capital T traumas or small. You don't even know what is there unless we ask it. And so I'm going to do that with you now, and I'll share my screen. So the first is the fear of abandonment. That's a core wound that is coming from your childhood. There's a fear of rejection, and there's a fear of being betrayed. These are your 3 core wounds. So just let me know if any of these are resonating with you. And you may be thinking, well, how does that even affect my business, right? And it's huge, because business is based on relationships. And if you can't show up as the authentic leader because of these 3 major core wounds blocking you, it's going to block you. It's going to block you from selling. So Kathy, the 3 wounds are fear of abandonment, fear of rejection, and fear of being betrayed. And healing these wounds are what lead to transformation and will skyrocket you into success in a short amount of time. So I'll show you how these are showing up in your business now. I'll just share my screen so you've got that there. Just bear with me a moment. All right, so can we all see my screen? So let's uncover these, because I think it's really important. So anything that feels right or wrong for you, just mark down. So the abandonment wound that comes up, and essentially what happens is you end up pushing people away so that they don't abandon you. And how this plays out is a self-fulfilling prophecy. We are so afraid of abandonment that we end up being the ones to push others. And this is also success. You push away success as well. And so how this shows up in your business is a lack of self-belief. You struggle with making your own decisions. So you're always needing advice or confirmation from someone else. Needing constant reassurance. So just see if it's right or wrong for you. There's a fear that you will lose people if you're successful, which some of you have already ousted. You might be sabotaging your relationships, including those within your business maybe. You might be constantly flitting between different business ideas, different products, like, oh, I'll do this and this and this and this, and not really focusing in on one. You have a deep fear of being alone. There might be a fear of losing success or success not lasting or being taken from you. So let me know if any of these are resonating with you. And also just knowing what I said, it's not always trauma in life that causes these. We have 2 types of trauma, yeah? One with the big T, those things that you think are big, like divorce, bullying, death of a loved one. Those are the big kind of traumas. But abandonment can be either intentional or unintentional. There's a little T's. So knowing this, awareness sometimes is enough for you guys to create a shift, yeah? But this is clearly what's blocking your success. And there's a fear of success also, which is one of the biggest reasons people actually sabotage. And all of this comes from your abandonment wound. Okay, so the next is rejection. So the second major wound is your rejection wound. So feeling rejected from another, or even judging yourself. So this is also self-rejection. And when we're afraid of rejection, it's because we're judging that part of ourselves. So this is really about integrating all parts of us. So if you were a child, maybe you were constantly criticized, and this can also turn into self-judgment as an adult. So the symptoms here, just mark down, right or wrong for you, talking to yourself in a negative, critical way. This is how it shows up. You might be numbing your feelings by ignoring them, or using food, alcohol, exercise. There may be feelings of shame, guilt, anger, and more self-judgment. Perfectionism. So there might be a fear of making mistakes in case you'll get rejected. You may believe that if people find out who I really am, they will reject me, because you inherently believe that you are bad or flawed in some way. So if people find out who I really am, they won't like me, because who you really are is bad. You know what I mean? This is massive block to authenticity. You avoid attention, so you're hiding. You have a fear of selling or launching. So this is really huge as well, because lots have selling blocks, but it's more that people won't buy from you because you're afraid that people will say no or not want what you have to offer. And you can't be the leader if you can't sell, if you can't launch. Selling is not a dirty word. It's serving, it's not selling. And this is the key to move your business forward. You believe that you're not lovable or worthy. You struggle to form close bonds or push people away. You struggle with your boundaries, saying no. So this is a really big one that I noticed. People pleasing, sacrificing yourself in order to help others. And you end up being in the prostitute kind of archetype, right? And I'm big, I'll raise my hand on that. I was big on that. You become invisible to avoid being judged. So there's the fear of visibility and being seen. So that's rejection, and that's going to block you from being authentically visible. And there's a difference between being visible and being visible as your true self. And when you're visible as your true self, because you've healed your wounds, honestly, the biggest thing to move my business forward was that. It's not about being visible. It's not about, oh, I have to post every day and show up every day. It's them seeing you, 100% you, who you really are. And when I stopped caring what people thought of me, everything shifted. I just got to be me. And that's so freeing. There's a saying, I don't even know who said it, but it was like, business is literally child's play, right? Heal the child and let her play. And that's what your business gets to be. Okay, so then the final one is your betrayal and trust wound. So this is the final core wounds. So this is difficulty in trusting yourself and others, and that comes from feeling betrayed when you were younger. So maybe something happened, or even as an adult, something that might have affected you, but it re-triggers you. It re-triggers your child wound. Okay, so maybe let's say one's husband cheated on them. And when they come to me, I know I need to heal the childhood wound because that's stopping them from really clearing around their current reality. Okay, so the symptoms are you have envy of others, you're feeling unworthy. This is where imposter's coming in. So imposter sits under the betrayal and trust wound. You're needing to control, so you struggle to delegate or outsource. And now I couldn't get to where I needed without hiring my team. Burnout, because you can't delegate or trust others to take over. So there's that need to control. The inability to build a team to support your business growth. You don't trust yourself, so you keep yourself small. So there's self-trust that comes in here, lack of self-trust. The fear of appearing vulnerable. And this was really big for me, showing my vulnerability. You ignore your intuition or your gut feeling. And you don't trust money or success. Now, this comes up a lot with my recent clients when you have the trust wound. It's not just yourself or others, but you don't trust money and success can come to you and stay. And so what we can see from this, how your trust wounds can clearly impact on your business success. You can take on too much, you can burn out, you struggle to let go, you know what I mean? And you become resentful. And then you're not allowing yourself to be vulnerable enough to truly connect to your audience in the way that you need. And you struggle with trust, you struggle to trust money and success. And this is all really just a form of perfectionism, okay? So knowing that, I just want you to know, because this is really big stuff. So I just want to honor you, first of all, because I've just ousted a lot of stuff in the back end of things. But hit the chat. Which ones, do you feel like you have all three? Are there any major ones that are more one than the other that you need to heal? Because then when you heal these core wounds, what happens is you're completely eliminating a lot of these symptoms. And this is what actually helps you unlock your next level in whether that's your business, your life, whatever that is. Okay, and so that's what happened for me. And the most important thing was when I actually healed that and I transformed these beliefs on both the conscious and the subconscious level. So healing the root of my rejection, my abandonment, and my betrayal wounds. Does that make sense? Are we all kind of understanding what I'm saying, just so I can see? Is that all making sense to you guys? And there's another thing I wanted to mention. When I learned to really trust, and this comes around the trust wounds, really following my intuition more. And that comes with balancing the feminine and masculine energies, right? And this is what opened me up to receiving more health, more success, more money, because I was so heavily in my masculine. And most women are, to be honest with you, right? Especially if you've had some degree of success. We're conditioned to be in that masculine energy, that hustle energy. We're not taking that. We're leaving hustle in 2020. That way of working is outdated. This is what leads to burnout, right? So that's also another big key that I wanted to share. Cool. So over to you now, Christine.
Beautiful. Amazing. And that is a lot when we think about it from that perspective and we go through understanding what's currently holding us back. It can seem like we've uncovered this whole layer of stuff, actually 50 layers of things. But please know that, we do this out of love, and it's about you being able to find that next level of you. And if you just start with one and help shift that, you're on your way to that next level of success. And please do this with a non-judgmental space. It's so important that you have self-compassion as you uncover these types of things, because adding a layer of judgment is just creating extra resistance to change it. Yeah. So we want to be mindful that we're not adding more judgment to it. You are a human being doing the best that you can. I want you to hear that. You're a human being doing the best that you can. And you are doing the best for yourself by showing up today and being open and willing to create these changes and to look internally. There are so many human beings out there that are not even willing to look within. They're looking at everything else external and thinking they need to change the external to get what they want. And they need to blame the rest of the world for all of their challenges and problems. But we know, because we are at that next level of consciousness, that we can come in and go, you know what, there's something that I would like to change within myself. And I get to do that from a place of self-compassion. And so that as we go through this next little section here, before we get to the Q&A, is that we really want to be mindful of that. We want to do this with non-judgmental and with self-compassion, but also recognize how this is playing out in our lives, because sometimes we need to be aware of the impact that these belief systems and these core wounds are causing in our lives, so then we can be willing to make the change. The biggest thing that it comes with when I work with my clients is the willingness to change. They have to be willing to look within. They have to be willing to be coachable. They have to be willing to go, you know what, I am ready. And so what I want you to uncover now is your commitment level to want to change. So firstly, to do that, we need to understand the impact of what these beliefs or core wounds are having on your life, and that may have on your life in the next, say, year to 2 years. So what I'd love for you to do now is choose one of those core wounds that you feel is most charged, right? That feels most real for you right now, and that you notice that it's actually impacting the way that you're showing up now, the way that you're acting in your business, all of those things. Just choose one for me. And then we're going to just go through a couple of little questions just to help you take it to the next kind of level. I'm just going to share my screen. Okay, so everyone's got one. So firstly, before we go through those questions, I want you to ask yourself, who are you when you believe that belief, or when you believe that core wound? How do you show up in your business when you have that fear or that doubt? Who do you become as you show up in your business? And so just with a little journaling now, I'd love for you to go through these questions. How has this core wound or belief, sorry, Rosie, you good? How does this core wound or belief, what does it cost you in the past? And I know this can be confronting, but often we have to uncover the pain to want to make a change, okay? So when we do that, has anyone got to rock bottom and you're just nah, I've had enough, I've got to make a change? That's what this activity does. It gets you to the point where you start to become so much more committed to your mission to change. So firstly, what has these beliefs or core wounds cost you in the past?
Feel free to to hit the chat box so we can support you more fully. And Anna, the fear about not being able to heal those wounds, you will absolutely, it is not actually that hard. I think uncovering it is the biggest thing, because awareness is really the first step. You can't change what you can't see, right? And
Absolutely. And
Tracy, we've got you too.
yeah.
You can't change what you can't see. This is like, you're going to feel a shift just from this, honestly, because awareness is really the first step.
And the other thing to be aware of is that your world, like the way that you're living in your world, the universe or God or whoever you believe in, is currently always sending you lessons to help you heal or become aware of that wound to shift it. Because your soul wants you to believe in the full, true honesty and belief of who you are, so then you can show up fully in your fullest potential. So we're already getting these lessons. And I know it can feel confronting when we do it like this in this session, where it's like, you know what, all of these wounds, we've all got them. Me and Rosie still have them, right? We still have elements of working through the next level. And as we go to the next level of business, guess what? Those wounds come back up in a different way, right? So please know that it's not about eradicating them, and
So
it's not about,
the internet's playing up.
Oh, sorry. It's about really making sure that you're allowing yourself to heal, but on a deeper level, so then you can show up more fully in your business. Okay, so yeah, so Andrew said it's cost me great relationships and success. It's cost me energy. Suki said, oh, hers was abandonment, being indecisive, fear of being alone, means I end up lonely. Anyway, yeah, right? Like it plays out, like this is how life plays out for us. That if we don't recognize where it's not working for us and create that change, life will cause us to live it out, right? So is there anything that it's costing you now? So Tracy said it's cost me commitment. Rejection has stopped me from committing to things 100%. Yeah, amazing. I actually was listening to a podcast the other day and with the business owner, and she's written this book called The Execution, was it Method? Execution, something, I can't remember. I'll tell you guys about it later. But basically she actually has a sign in her shower that says, get rejected. So she's constantly putting herself in situations where she's constantly getting rejected, because the rejection is not about you, but we're always making it about us because it's activating that core wound, right? Yeah. So yeah, okay, so awesome. So Anna said, abandonment, tired, sick and angry, missed opportunities, huge success, abundance in every part of my life, right? So it's coming to become aware of the impact of this. And now I'm thinking about, what will it cost you? If you continue to believe this, if you continue to let these triggers continue to trigger you, what will it cost you in the future? So if you continue to take this on into 2021, what impact is that going to have? Or what negative impact is that going to have? No growth, Ron said. Yeah, absolutely. If we keep ourselves safe and comfortable, where our brain wants us to do, that's why it's pinging off this fear for you, right? You're having this fear to want to make the change, because that's your comfort zone. It's your fear mechanism that's making you stay safe in a comfortable. But what this activity is designed to do is recognize that comfortable isn't even necessarily comfortable, right? Comfortable is just this safe space, but it's not really truly what you want and what you're capable of. Yeah, I won't be able to enjoy the things that I want to do with my family. I'll get bored, but retreating to a safe, boring place, right? So it's like we fall into that comfort zone, and then we don't challenge ourselves to be better, because deep down we may believe that we're not going to be as good as we think we could be, but you absolutely are missing out great opportunities. Yeah, absolutely. So now I want you to really take a moment to write this out, and that main first question in pink. Why is it important that you change this now?
And the biggest thing is really understanding that you are here. This goes beyond you. And I'm here to support you way more than just money and clients. That's not what I'm in this for. I'm in this to help you leave a legacy. Your business, right, is your ceremony. This is, you are here to serve on a much higher expression than just you. This is not about you. And when we can get out of our own way, everything will shift for you.
And I think when you do it from that place of putting it outside of yourself, when you're actually asking yourself to change, not just for you, but for others, it's even more powerful. So what impact is that going to have? If you make these changes now, what impact would that have on your kids? What impact would that have on your friendships, your relationships? what impact will that have on your business? Like, thinking about it from the whole other level. And the reason why I continue to do this work, and this is why I love and why Rosie and I are partnering together for the Rise Up conference, is because we both do the work, right? Like, we are in it. We're constantly doing the self-work behind the scenes so we can show up powerfully for our clients. Because imagine having a coach come to you that has their own wounds that they haven't healed, and they're being triggered by the things that you say. It's not going to support you in any way, shape, or form, right? So we need to be able to be consistently doing that work to help heal ourselves so then we can show up fully and present, be able to hold space for you. So Tracy said, it's important for me to change because I have so much internal conflict. I have so much to give, but want to give up trying. You have so much to give, Tracy, so much to give. And often what the thing is, right, the fear that you're feeling right now is the resistance to change. And please know, that's not you. It's actually not you. It's actually your ego that's coming in going, well, things are going to stay the same and then I'm safe here, right? So know that the resistance isn't you. The call to change is you. The call to be better, do better, be able to show up as your true self is your true self, right? So when you consistently guide yourself towards that person, you're more likely to then want to actually create that change. And the change doesn't have to be scary.
And can I just say, if you are feeling any resistance, it's good. It's a sign to lean in because it's showing you are on your path. I just want to say that now. It's actually a really, really good sign.
Yeah.
And one of the things I also wanted to say is that you don't need changing. I just want to be really clear. You, who you are, doesn't need changing. You're the sky. Everything else is just the cloud. And we've just got to remove the layers so that who you truly are can shine. That's what this is about. Your essence. Yeah. Really beautiful, really, really powerful answers, guys. Really big.
Tracy, you just gave me goosebumps. Yes, it's absolutely true, but others are not the issue, right?
Yeah.
Because when often what's going on in our minds is actually our own internal dialogue of what's happening in the situation, but the situation is blurred or is colored with our belief systems. So that the way that we're showing up is actually often causing the situation, right? So then the reaction from the other people is then impacting the way that we feel because we're choosing to believe something about that situation. So you're so right. Like, it has not others are the issue, but these opportunities are being presented to you to be able to do that inner work, to realize that it's not about them, it's about you, and you get to heal that and release it so then you can absolutely believe in yourself. And I am absolutely such a firm believer in the universe will keep sending you signs until you listen, right? At first, it'll be like a little tap on the shoulder, and then it'll be a sign in front of your face, and then it'll be someone just like nudging you, and then it'll be maybe a car showing up and it's like, oh, that's kind of in my face, and then it'll be a bloody semi-trailer truck that'll smack you on your butt. Right? Like, it's about those small little nudges. If you don't listen, then it's going to get harder and harder and harder until you make that change.
And knowing that life is actually a reflection of what is going on within you. Everything in your reality right now, in your current reality, is directly mirroring within you parts of you that need to be healed. It's a gift, and see it. It's an opportunity to heal. So how you see yourself is how you see your relationship, how you see your business, how you see money, how you see others. So if you fundamentally go, oh, I don't believe I'm enough, then relationship, not enough, not good enough, money, not enough. You see what I mean? It plays out in everything. And so once we actually do the work in that, and it's not even, and I really want to be clear in this, and I said it this week in one of my posts, but you guys don't need healing. This is not about healing. You're not broken. Your perspective is, that's all. Right? And so this is about being liberated so that you can come back into unity and be that ripple effect from there. That's what this is. You don't need to be fixed. I want to be really clear right now. The moment that you see everything, the moment that we free you from those things that are holding you back, guess what's going to happen in your reality? Everything shifting. Do we all know of parallel reality? Has anybody heard of that? You literally step into a completely different reality where life outside your story starts existing, where all of those things no longer show up in your reality. That means you'll no longer be rejected or judged by anybody. You know why? Because you're no longer rejecting and judging yourself. That's the biggest thing. So let me show you how, okay? My success formula, and this is what's going to help you move through everything that you've just brought up. I'm going to give that to you now. The very first is self-love. I am enough. When we don't believe we're enough, we can't convince our clients that we're enough. And so really coming back into our full self-love. Self-love isn't bubble baths. Self-love is acceptance. And you know what acceptance is? Full self-acceptance. That means accepting all of the judgment, all of the rejection, all of it. Accepting the fear of rejection. Do you know how powerful that is? Imagine you bring acceptance to everything. And you show up and you have acceptance. That's self-love. Self-worth is the second piece of your puzzle in how. I am worthy. When we have a lack of worth, we're likely to sabotage our success because deep down we don't feel we deserve it. So deep inherent worth. But who you are is way more than what your mind can place on you. Self-trust, I trust my decisions. And when we don't have self-trust, we look outside of ourselves for answers, yeah, like how I said before. We're ignoring our intuition. So really building that self-trust within you. And the fourth is self-belief. I can do this. And when we have a lack of self-belief, we're going to let the negative beliefs win. And that's going to prevent us from taking action. So this formula applies to success in any area of our lives, and it affects everything. And you can have a combination of all of these things. Any combination of them will bring you success. But when you have all four, that was what will get you success. And you were already born with these things. That's the good news. So life experiences dim them down, block them off, shut them down, right? Babies have no fear, no self-doubt. They don't worry about what others think or what if I fail. They are built on self-trust. You were born with all of these things. And that's good news because that means they're already inside you. They've just been waiting to be unlocked again. Okay, so over to you, Christine. And by the way, just knowing that, I just want to say something. Everything that you've just ousted is driven by your subconscious mind. So it's not even you. Your subconscious is responsible for 95% of these behaviors. So even if they're not good for you, it's not like you can stop. Your subconscious mind is responsible. And essentially how you overcome them is to do the subconscious work. It's really going beneath that because your conscious mind can know this and it gets looped, right? We don't want to indulge. We don't want to get looped in it and we don't want to avoid them. So just wanted to add that in around the really vital missing piece, doing that.
Beautiful, huge, huge. Thanks, Rosie, so much. We've covered off so much today and I really want to be mindful of everyone's time. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to welcome you to ask any questions. Feel free to jump in the chat box if you've got questions. I'm more than happy to do that. And then what we'll do is we're going to be diving into this in so much more depth at the Rise Up conference. And so for those of you who are in Queensland, who are in areas where you can travel to the Sunshine Coast, we want to share a little bit about the Rise Up conference with you. And then we're going to dive into some Q&A. And if you feel like, even if it's not a question, but you want some support with that, we're going to stay on. So we can stay on for whatever it is that you need. So even if you don't want to do the chat, we can then chat with you via video here anyway. So more than welcome to stay as long as you like to get the support that you need. So I'm going to share my screen. So for those of you who haven't heard about the Rise Up conference, it's been in the works for, Rosie, like what, over a year now? Like, yeah, over a year now. So Rosie and I have been wanting to create something. And the reason why we're doing this as a 2-day event is because we both have group programs and those group programs go for a period of like, 6 to 8 weeks. And we dive into all of this in such core depth, like such depth to be able to help those shifts and changes happen. But what we wanted to do was to be able to create an impactful event where you can have all of that shifts and changes happen in a weekend, right? And Rosie and I work so well together, and we wanted to be able to bring something together that's going to help shift all the kind of core wounds that we see entrepreneurs have and business owners have that keep them playing small or keep them playing stuck, keep them stuck in the business or only earning a certain level of income. So we've basically brought both of our brains together, jam-packed it with so much over the 2 days, which we'll go through in just a minute. So it's a 2-day high-level conference for business owners who want to rise up in their business and rise up to become a 6-figure leader in their industry, or more if you're already earning 6 figures. And so this is all about helping you create the shifts on such a deeper level to be able to have clarity and connection with your mission and to be able to set you up for 2021, right? It's also about releasing anything that you've been holding on to, anything that's keeping you playing small, anything that's keeping you stuck now that you know that you don't want to take into 2021, right? Like you've had enough, you're sick of it, and you just want to be able to shift it on a whole new level. So the Rise Up Conference is on the 24th and 25th of October, which is in a couple of weekends' time. And they're 2 full days, and it's being held at the Marcoola Sunshine Coast, which I'll show you a little bit more about the venue here in a minute. And so it's all about helping you rise up and create a whole new relationship with your business. So just the way that Rosie uncovered all of those ways that our core wounds, like the abandonment concerns and the trust and the rejection and how that shows up in our business, we want to be able to shift that for you so it helps you to be able to fully change your whole relationship. Like some of the comments that went through the chat there was like, I recognize that I'm doing this in my business, or I recognize that that's keeping me playing small and not going after the opportunities that I want. It's about changing all of that for you. So day one, actually, Rosie, do you want to go through day one, day two?
Sure, yeah. So by the way, guys, so if people are dropping off, just so you know, we're going to give you a code. So if you have yet to join the conference, you're going to get a discount code from us shortly, okay? So we're going to drop that in for you for joining the call. I just wanted to put that in before, because in case some of you were looking to book and needed to get off the call. So day one is going to be all about your self-worth. We're going to go through the four success formula that I've mentioned. So the self-belief, self-worth, self-trust, self-love. This is the key that's going to unlock you to your success. I'm going to move you through. You're going to do huge subconscious healing with me. We're not talking about this. We're actually creating shifts for you so that you can walk away feeling liberated. From this place is where your wealth happens. So day two is all about, and this isn't just money mindset. We're not doing money mindset, because I have so many people go, I don't want to do the money mindset. I don't want to do all the goals. Like, it's not that. We're removing everything so that what's in the way of your money, and really talking ancestral healing. This is really, because your stuff isn't in the mindset. Your beliefs, everything comes from not just you, but generations. So it's all felt in the body. So we're going to move you through the 8 frequencies of wealth, and one of them is scarcity, and we're going to move you all the way up into your overflow, being in the state of overflow, so that when you're actually walking away, you will notice actual shifts in your reality coming through. I'm really, really excited to do all this with you. So it's going to be amazing. Do we have a code or whatever to give to them? Yeah.
Absolutely. So this is the location. So it's at the Surf Air Conference, Marcoola, Sunshine Coast. We've organised a discount code with them as well for the accommodation. So if you're in Brisbane and would like to travel up, feel free to stay the Saturday night. You can drive up Saturday morning and stay the Saturday night. And basically, if you just quote the Rise Up Conference when you book your accommodation through them, when you ring them, they give you a beautiful discount on the already discounted. Like, it's really reasonable. It's like $140 a night, which is crazy cheap, but the beautiful location. And then, so for attending today, we wanted to say a huge thank you for coming on board and diving into all of this. So if you'd like to take this further, there's a special offer. And so if you booked in the next 3 days, so we've got this set up for the next 72 hours, for attending today, you'll actually get a discounted price. So the tickets are $597, but if you book in the next 3 days with this code, so you need to use the code RISE, it's only just for you guys showing up today, you'll get $100 off. So it's $497 when booking. And you'll get all the extra bonuses with it as well. So including the bonuses, you'll get Rosie's Money Mindset course, you'll get a rewiring that you can take home audio, and then you'll also get a one-on-one deep dive coaching session with either Rosie or me. You get to choose whoever you feel you resonate with the most. You just will organize that booking on the day. So there's that. And then we also have a new offer coming tomorrow, which I'm actually opening it up for you today as well. So it's available straight away. So it's a bring a friend. So just bring one friend. And sorry, that's copied twice. I didn't realize that went like that. So bring a friend and receive the second ticket at 50% off. So then your individual tickets become $447 instead of the $497. So if you've got a friend that you want to convince to come along, do that and get a beautiful discount off it. Or if you prefer just to come along alone, but please know that you will not be alone. We will guide you. And if you would like an event buddy, we can set you up with an event buddy as well. So you don't have to feel awkward arriving and not knowing anybody. Awesome. So that's all the details for Rise Up Conference. If you have any questions about that, you're more than welcome to put those in the chat box as well. And then we're going to dive into the chat and just answer any questions you may have from today's session.
Yeah, so we're here to support you.
Amazing. Yes, Natalie, so excited. And Anna, Tracy, yes, we'd love to have you come along. That's awesome. Awesome. I'm going to see Andrea there. Incredible. Sorry, trying to catch up with the messages.
I'll open the borders for you, Ron. So I know. So those of you who aren't in Queensland, I know that you aren't, but if we can support you. So just reach out to us, okay? And either one of us are happy to support you with that. So I'm sorry, Ron. I promise the next one, okay? So we'll do the next one for you. So does anybody have any questions? Anything that you need support to move through to help you with today? And do we have time, Christine? If we have time, I might take everybody through a mini healing if you're all up for that.
Yeah,
Suki, yes.
Do you want to unmute?
I don't know how to raise my hand virtually, so I just do in real life.
Okay.
I have a quick question. So when you were going through the core wounds, you said that they relate mostly to the authority parts. But do they also relate to the two previous ones, like the authenticity and the alignment?
Yeah, absolutely. So it relates to everything. That's the symptoms. Okay. So your three core wounds are what's blocking or the symptoms of not being able to be in your authenticity, your alignment, and your authority.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, cool.
Awesome. Thanks, Suki. Tracy, look, that's actually a good place to be. Like if you're sick and tired of letting them hold you back, that is the perfect place to be for the Rise Up Conference to help you shift it. Right? Because like I said before, the willingness has to be there. We need to see where it's holding us back so that we are willing to make that change. And like, I know that, and I've totally been where you're at. Like, I totally understand how that feels to be exhausted of recognizing that it's yourself holding yourself back. But please know that that's a beautiful place to be aware so you can create those changes. Awesome. Anybody else want to open their mic and ask a question? Nope. Totally up to you guys, because I know we've gone a little bit over time, but yes, Rosie did want to take you through a little bit of a healing. How long will it go, Rosie?
10 minutes, 15 minutes. If you want that, it's available to you to help you move through a little.
Cool. And I understand if you need to go. It's totally cool.
All right.
Beautiful. Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. Okay, so all right, you guys. So what this is, just to give you a thing, this is going to be a little bit of a taste. So we're going to take you into a hypnotic state. So if you're unable to go into hypnosis, don't do this. So this is a really powerful tool that's going to help you heal your inner child. And that's essentially where some of your core wounds, or all of your core wounds, are coming from. So I'm going to do this with you now. I want you, when I take you through it, just to go back to a block that you uncovered in this session that needs to be healed so that we can essentially free you from it. And so at some point throughout this healing, I'm going to ask you to repeat some things out loud. So your mic is all muted, so you can do that. Don't feel like maybe you need to be somewhere private in case someone's there, but don't feel weird doing that. And it's important for you to say these things out loud for you to get the full impact of this healing. Cool? All right, so let's just try sit, relax now. Both feet on the ground and look up as high as you can. I want you to look up as high as you can and focus on a real or an imagined spot overhead. And I want you to keep your eyes up now as you breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. One more time, deep breath in, and this time as you breathe out, close down your eyes while you're still looking up. The muscles and nerves in and around your eyes are becoming heavy, droopy, and drowsy. Your eyelids are going to begin to feel that they've been glued shut, sealed shut, locked together. The harder you try to open your eyes, the more they feel sealed shut, glued shut, locked together. And just forget all about your eyes now and let them relax. And just allow a drifting, floating feeling to develop in your body. And in your mind, picture 10 steps going down. You're looking down those 10 steps now. And as I count backwards, you're going to see, feel, and hear your feet treading down each step. You are right now moving on to step 10 and 9 as each muscle, every nerve turns loose, lets loose, and you go deeper. A deep awareness of yourself, a safe awareness of yourself. You are taking step 8 and 7. You can see your feet, hear your feet treading down each step as you go deeper into the most profound, the most powerful healing level of hypnosis. You are taking steps 6 and 5. You can see your feet making contact with every step. And you're halfway down as you easily, deeply, calmly drift into this powerful, healing, pleasant level of hypnosis. You are taking step 4 and 3 as every sound and noise and movement around you carries you deeper and further into the most healing, the most liberating, the most empowering level of hypnosis. You are taking step 2 and 1 as you easily, calmly, gently go much deeper and deeper. Going deeper means you're going into an awareness of yourself. Just breathe deeply, go deeper, sink deeper into your own internal state. Every time I click my fingers and say these words, sleep deeply, you go deeper and deeper into an awareness of yourself. Just breathe deeply, go deeper, drift deeper. As you go deeper now, you are listening with your subconscious mind, and your conscious mind is drifting away. Hypnosis is not about being asleep. It's about being suggestible. It's about going to a level where you are responsible in telling yourself better things. Right now, I want you to imagine that you're taking a walk, and you're walking into the home you lived in between the age of 0 and 10 years old. So there's some flexibility there, but you're going to go back to the home you were raised in before the age of 10. If you have many homes, you intuitively and instinctively know the right one to go to. You are walking to your front door now, and you're going straight towards your bedroom that was your bedroom as a little girl or boy. You have reached out your hand, and you can feel the bedroom door handle in your hand. You're about to go into the bedroom from your childhood. You instinctively know that on the other side of that door is you as a little child, and that little child knows you now as an adult. You have a complete affinity with each other. You trust each other, and you know that you are safe in each other's presence. So now you open the door, you go into that bedroom, and sitting there on the bed is you. Somewhere between the age of 0 and 10 years old. How old are you? You know that child, they know you. I want you to ask them a question now. Are you happy? Immediately the answer comes up. Are you happy? And if yes, go back to another time where you were not happy. Are you loved? Does someone show you every day that they love you? Do you feel loved? Do the people tell you every day that you're meant to be here, that you're a gift to the world? I want you to look at that little child and understand what is going on in their mind. You see, we make our beliefs when we're only on the planet for just a few years that says, I'm not lovable, I'm not smart, I'm not clever, I'm not good enough, I'm not pretty or attractive. I want you to look at that child who is you. Understand immediately that you made decisions, formed opinions, came to the conclusion when you were just that young child. Ask that child now what they think is available to them based on the feelings they're feeling. What does that younger you think is available? Is it a life where you can't have love and success? Is it a life where you won't ever stand out? A life where you are never good enough? A life where you feel love is never available to you? A life where you feel you don't deserve success or love? Now I want you to pick up that child that is you, and I want you to scoop them up in your arms as if you're holding it in your arms right now. And I want you to say some things out loud. I want you to say out loud to that child all the things that they needed to hear to feel enough, to feel safe, to feel loved. Take a moment now and tell that child out loud all the things that needed to hear right now. Tell them what they needed to feel better out loud. I want you to say some things now after me, okay? Out loud. I'm becoming a loving parent to you now. No one in the world can play this role the way I can. I love you for exactly who you are. I'm so lucky to have you. You're such a beautiful little child. I love you unconditionally. I will always have time for you. I will always listen to you. You are safe now. You will never be alone because you'll always have me. You are enough. You are more than enough. You and I have balance now. There's nothing we can't do. Now I want you to imagine taking that little child away from that house, take them back to where you live now. I want you to walk that child through your front door, show them around room by room, all the amazing things he or she has in their life. Show them a different world, a world of success, of love, of feeling empowered, a world where you have love, money, happiness available to you. Show them everything that they have, all the things that they didn't have back then, all the amazing things that they've achieved in their life. Show them this world, your world of success. And some of those things might be material things that you couldn't possibly have had at that age. Maybe it's your phone, your wardrobe, your car, your house, your business, maybe the love you have around you now. Maybe it's your partner, your children, your friends surrounding you. Because in doing this, you're upgrading your child into your world, which is in every way a better world. Because you have power now that you didn't have as that child. You have choices now that you didn't have as that child. Most of all, you have the ability to make whatever you want available to you. You have the power to make it happen. Look at everything you've already made happen. Whatever it is you want, you have the power to make it happen. Right now, for you, understanding is power, and understanding and hypnosis is the most phenomenal power. Looking at that child you used to be, you understand why you acquired this belief. You understand how those beliefs shaped you, what they did to you. But you know something even more extraordinary. As a beautiful, empowered, lovable adult, you know that that's not you, and it will never again be appropriate for you to think or believe those thoughts ever again. And from this moment on, for the rest of your long life, you are aware of the profound, deep transformation taking place in you. You are an intelligent, loved, empowered adult now, and you are enough. You believe in yourself, you make the right decisions, and you know with unshakable conviction and certainty that you are enough. You know that you are worthy and deserving of extraordinary health and happiness. And because you have a healthy mind, a healthy body, and a successful business, you forgive yourself. You forgive yourself for any mistakes you think you may have made, and you completely let go of guilt. You have always been lovable. You will always be lovable just the way you are. You know you are enough. You are more than enough. You will always enough. You are enough right now. You matter, and you live life in a way now that you know you matter, and you know you're here to make a difference. Right now, you're massively increasing your sense of self-worth, sense of self-value, self-esteem. And as I speak, they're all soaring up. Your sense of self-worth is skyrocketing up too. They're all growing up now. You love yourself, you believe in yourself. And every day you say, I'm enough. You've repeated over and over, and you let it sink in. Your mind is responding powerfully to these direct commands I'm giving you now. Your brilliant mind is locking on to everything I'm saying, and just hearing these words is causing you to picture everything I'm saying, and then goes ahead and creates it for you. Every day you recognize you are worthy of everything you desire. Whether it's love, money, success, you can have it all, and it all comes so easily to you. Every day you have a new sense of freedom. You are feeling extraordinary, knowing that everything is at the right time, at the right place now. It's all so easy for you to get results you want and achieve the things that you want to achieve. And you remember everything I'm telling you. Feeling amazing, feeling proud of yourself. On the count of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can open up your eyes and just take a deep breath. Just coming back into this room and knowing that all is well. Beautiful. How are you all feeling?
That was magical, Rosie. Thank you so much for taking us through that. And there's a few people that had to jump off, but we are recording it. So if you missed any part of it, I'm going to send out a recording today. So that way you have it and you can skip to the end and do that full process. Awesome. Yeah, Natalie, so good. Amazing. Such a beautiful process. Oh,
you're welcome, guys.
Sorry,
so does anybody have any questions? We so look forward to supporting you more fully at the conference. You're welcome, Anna, Lulu, Suki, Natalie. All right, I think that's a wrap.
Yeah, it's an awesome wrap. Thank you so much for joining us today. Really hope that it helped you uncover some key things and gave you some support to help shift them. And we'd love to see you at the Rise Up conference if you're available to attend and you're ready to go to the next level. So thank you so much. I'm going to email you out all the details. And if you'd love to book your ticket, just head to the Rise Up conference and don't forget to use the code RISE for your ticket if you're purchasing on your own. Otherwise, you've got the BOGO, which is buy one, get one, 50% off. Amazing. See you all really soon. I hope you have an incredible Thursday. What day is it? Wednesday. Have an incredible
Bye,
Wednesday.
Anna. I love to see everyone. Thank you. Bye. Everybody's video was all off. Lulu, you have a conflict date for see what you can do, because this is going to be transformational. We're packing in everything, all of our work in 2 days. You'll never get this anywhere. It's amazing. All right. Bye, guys.
Enjoy your afternoon.